And for the next fight on the card, we got Santiago Ponzinibbo taking on Miguel Baeza. For Ponzinibbo, 27-4, fighting out of ATT, 6 foot, 73-inch reach. For Baez, he's undefeated, 10-0, 6'2", and 74.5-inch reach. I'm gonna start with Ponzinibbo. I mean, this should be this is a violent pairing when these two are gonna get in there together. The question is, how will Ponzinibbo bounce back from that devastating loss to Li Jiang? Ponz is a beast. We do know that he hits very hard, mean kicks, killer 1-2 combos down the pipe. He's got main event cardio as well. We know he can go. Has the cardio to go the distance. He has good defensive wrestling, but is he still the Ponzinibbo is old? He did have that long layoff and then that knockout loss, which is kind of frightening. On the other end, you got one of the top prospects in the division. He's very promising up and comer. The MMA master trained prospect, moves real swiftly in the cage, showcasing incredible timing, nice counters. He picks guys apart. His biggest win is coming against Matt Brown. He's on a tear, and he's looking good while he's doing it. This one is going to be a banger, but and they have the odds at Ponzinibbo -105 and Miguel Baez at -125. So he is, I guess you'd say, a slight favorite there. But I just have a tough time going against Ponzinibbo, and I am going to ride with Ponz one more time on this one.
This is probably the harder ones to break down. It's really comes down to Ponzinibbo. Ponzi's last fight, man, like you mentioned, he got devastatingly knocked out against Li Jingliang. And before that, man, his other fight was back in 2018 against Neil Magny, where he looked great. But we're talking about, 3 years ago. And since that long layoff, he had a surgery that he had to clear up. And I believe he's been even doing a lot of commentating in one of those Latin countries. I'm not sure which promotion, but I know he's doing that. So he's definitely not in the gym, not working out as much as I think he should be. But we'll see, man. If he looks anything like of the old Ponzi, where he was, knocking out Gunner, splitting his head wide open, and TKOing Magny and beating up Perry.
Sean Strickland.
Strickland. I would definitely give Ponzi here the edge. It's just that, that what have you looked like lately type shit. And in that last loss, he just looked super gun shy. They were literally just, fainting at each other for 4 minutes before he finally got knocked out. And it was, the way he got knocked out was kind of, it was low level, man. He just backed straight up and kept his hands down, exited poorly, and just got, hit with the left hook and just knocked out. And it just showed a lot, man. It just showed a lot. It showed his timing's off. I don't want to say that, more or less, because I don't want to be shitting on him too much. But yeah, that's all we can go off of is our last tape, and before, the tape before that's 3 years ago, and kind of seems irrelevant at this point. So looking back at that Li Jiang fight, it was a lot of feints, terrible head movement, terrible decisions, terrible hand placement, and when he was exiting, it was just no defense. And he paid the ultimate price for it, man, and got knocked the fuck out. And that was only about 5 months ago. Maybe he's got his feet wet and he's a little bit more, shooken off the rust or whatnot. But I have to go with what I've been saying, man. I'm gonna go by how he's been looking, even though you can call it bias or whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna take Baeza by default, man. To be honest, because like I said, if Ponzi comes out looking like any of the Ponzi of old, definitely him. But Baeza's not like he's 10-0, but he doesn't wow me or anything. He does have a few last few finishes by knockout and whatnot, and he finished Sato with an arm triangle. But he's just I don't know, man. He doesn't impress me too much. He hits very hard, but he is very low volume. So if Ponzi, shows a chin and gets that, strike count up, he could definitely win. I want to pick him, but I'm gotta go with my theme here, and I'm taking Baeza on this one.
All right, on opposite sides on this one, Ponzi's return. This one's gonna be a banger.